Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
So you know how Mariano Rivera entered the Yankee game all the time with Enter the Sandman. So when Lara Trump comes on the show, we play this. This is Africa by Toto because this was her first dance at her wedding with Eric Trump. None of us have any idea to this day how this song ended up being their first dance. I don't think they met in Johannesburg, but nevertheless, this song goes out to Lara Trump, who has been just unbelievable. Let me send a quick shout out to my very first ever radio partner, the man that gave me my very first ever radio opportunity down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, back in 1998. We played his little piece at the top of the show. My dear friend Scott Kaplan, listening right now in California, somewhere between San Diego and Los Angeles. Thank you, Scotty. But Lara, she's been there for me, every week, every 2 weeks for years. And there's no way there's an anniversary show without the great Lara Trump, even though her father-in-law was on less than an hour ago. Lara, good morning. How are you?
Well, I guess we're saving the best for last. I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. You know how to get me on here because every time you play Toto, it gets me all hyped up and I'm ready to go. So keep it going.
Will you tell me how that song specifically, Africa by Toto, ends up being your dance with Eric?
You know what's funny is when you think about first dance songs, they're all kind of sappy and slow and whatever. And Eric and I were both like, we want something different. And I don't know what it was about that song, but we both, when we first met, loved that song and talked about how much we loved that song and would listen to it a lot together. And so one day one of us was just like, should we just do Africa by Toto as our first dance? And the other one was like, can we do that? And I think we just said, yeah, we could do that. And I sort of love it. It's a very unusual first dance song. But listen, Sid, we're on 12 years of marriage, and God, I don't even want to tell you how long we've known each other and how long we dated before that. But it's been a little bit of time, so knock on wood, I guess it's working out okay.
Working out great. You got two beautiful children, little Luke there, and of course Carolina, being that you're from North Carolina. You're a great family, and again, your father-in-law on last hour. We talked about all of it. Minneapolis, what's going on there, and there seems to be a little bit of a compromise now between the Trump administration and the two guys out in Minnesota. It was just ironic that yesterday DJT spoke to both Walz, the governor, and Fry, the mayor. And as he's done a lot during this term, more than the first time, he comes away and says nice things about these people, whether it's Mamdani, who, again, he had nice things to say about in my conversation with him an hour ago here in New York, or those two guys in Minnesota. And I know what he's trying to do. He just wants to work with people. He wants to make sure New York is great again. He wants to make sure Minnesota doesn't completely fall apart. It's a mess right now. So he's smart in that respect, your father-in-law. He wants to work with people. But the truth is, it's been a complete mess out there, and a lot of it is because of those guys, because they're encouraging these people to do what they're doing.
Yeah, well, look, where has it been a problem? You've had ICE operations underway for a year now, right, since President Trump was back for the second term. And, Sid, you look around the rest of the country, 25% of the arrests that ICE is making are solely in the state of Texas. When have you seen an issue like anything that's gone on in Minnesota, in Texas? You haven't seen something like that. Look around the rest of the country. What is the common denominator every time there seems to be an issue, and especially in Minnesota? It's Democrat leadership. It's people who are pushing back on this administration solely based on politics. They are not interested in following the law. They're not interested in the laws of the land as Congress voted on them and put them into play here in the country. They don't care about that. They want to push back on anything President Trump is doing. And I think everybody has to acknowledge that. They have fanned the flames, and they have created such a hostile environment for these ICE agents who are literally just trying to enforce law and conduct a law enforcement operation there, that it's become a very dangerous, very unstable situation. And now there's been tragedies that have happened because of it. And I think you're right when you point out what this president has done and the way he operates. Look, this is the ultimate negotiator. He's a consummate businessman. That has been sort of who Donald Trump was before he became a politician, which he still hates the term politician. Don't call him that to his face. He hates being called that.
Funny.
But he wants the right things to happen, and he understands once he reads people enough how they're going to respond best. And whether it's Mom Donnie, whether it's Fry, whether it's Waltz, although he doesn't agree with them in the way they approach a lot of situations, he wants the best outcome for New York City, for Minnesota, for everybody in this country. And so he's willing to come together and play nice and at least speak nicely about these people so that the best outcome is possible, because sometimes you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar. And President Trump, of course, knows that.
Nailed it. And he actually said to me, it's funny you say that during the conversation, he goes, I mean, I guess I'm a politician. I don't know. I guess I am. So you're right. I don't think he really likes
he
doesn't like that. He's like, I'm a business guy. I guess I'm a politician. But you're right. Yeah, that's how he deals with people. And it's worked. It worked with China. Obviously, it worked with Putin for a little while. Putin now, I think he's gone completely off the rails. But even these world leaders, it worked with North Korea. When he approaches these people, look what he did with the border peace in Switzerland last week. A lot of those countries not exactly best friends over the years of the United States. So whatever he does, it does seem to work. He's got a great way of working with people. And you look at it. Look, Lara, we just, a week ago, we celebrated his 1 year stay. He's only in his second year of 4 years. And, I mean, can you imagine any other person in the world ever? I'll go back to George Washington. I don't care. Doing what he's done in just over a year.
I mean, I don't think most presidents in 2 full terms could dream of the last year that President Trump just had. The wins that he scored for the country, for the world, the peace he's brought about. I mean, you look at the lives that this president single-handedly has saved. You've seen an almost 25% drop in the overdose deaths by drugs in this country since we started blowing these drug boats out of the water. They're foreign terrorists. They are bringing in a weapon of mass destruction with fentanyl, and President Trump said they got to go. We're shutting down the border. Almost 25% decline in overdose deaths. That equates to somewhere around 20 to 25,000 lives that have been saved, Sid. That alone, I mean, think about the lives that have been changed, the families that are impacted across the country because of that. But I'll take it a step further. How about the 8 conflicts around the world where people were dying on a daily basis, some by, the hundreds? This president has completely eradicated them. They don't exist anymore. I would say that Donald Trump has saved more lives in the past year than any other single person, I'm going to say in history, alone has been able to do. It's been sort of amazing to watch. But then you couple that with the economy that is coming back, that I think everyone has to acknowledge. If you go to the gas pump, if you go to the grocery store, if you're, trying to get a mortgage for your house, all of these things are trending in the right direction. We are respected on the world stage again. Look how he was received in Davos last week, and compare that to, Joe Biden, who was there 2 years ago. It's a completely different situation. The past year has been incredible. And the fact that we have 3 more ahead of us, I'm going to tell everybody right now, buckle up, sit back, enjoy the next 3 years. You will never see something like this happen in America ever again.
God, you are great. With Biden, you hope he didn't fall off the stage. Forget about doing any real deals. He had to be redirected by Giorgia Meloni.
They go to some of these conferences with the other world leaders, and how embarrassing for America. The guy doesn't even know where he's going.
Oh, it's terrible.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.